Hello, and we are back with another video. And this time, we are looking at Holly Willoughby's YouTube career. If you don't know, Holly Willoughby is trying to launch a YouTube channel, but unfortunate for her, her YouTube career has stalled. It's really sad, really. Look, Holly Willoughby's new YouTube show brings in 41,000 views on its first day after it was panned by critics and branded dire. Now, let's put this in perspective. It's her first show, so people are watching out of curiosity, and those are the views. That's low. Someone that's a household name like Holly Willoughby, that is very low. Remember, so you think about how many viewers watched this morning. Clearly more than 41,000. So the fans from this morning just abandoned her. Apparently, you're gonna wonder, like, what happened to all those people that was watching this morning? They just forgot she existed. And also, if 41,000 views your first show, your debut, after people's curiosity wanes, your second show is going to be even worse when it comes to metrics and numbers. So we're looking at 41,000 views on the first show. It might be half, 21,000 on the second. And I've seen average YouTubers get more views than that, and they even household names. They're just normal YouTubers. You expect more from somebody with a name like Holly Willoughby that's been fronting numerous programs on ITV, BBC, and Netflix that has garnered millions of views. You would expect more. Let's see, it failed to impress critics with 1-star review comparing her show to Meghan Markle's attempt to enter the lifestyle realm with her own show last year. Now that was bad. Last March, Meghan launched a Netflix lifestyle series which was blasted, leading to the Guardian branding Holly's show a marginally less agonizing marginally less agonizing with love. Meghan, while the Telegraph stated Holly's dire show makes Meghan look good. This is an insult. Oh, this is funny. And 24 hours after it was posted to her YouTube channel, it has received 41,000 views. The show now has 11,000. She now has 11,000 subscribers to the channel. Not too bad. I think people are wicked. I think people are a bit evil to her. I'm gonna say, how do you? I feel like she got a little bit of that. I'm gonna put it. I think she got a bit of the Philip Schofield backlash. You know, cause nobody really likes Philip Schofield. What's really weird is that I'm gonna go do a little detour. The fact that they kept on putting Philip Schofield in our faces, and nobody really liked him. I could tell you the one time I actually really genuinely liked Philip Schofield was when I was younger, when he was in the broom cupboard. And when he came out the broom cupboard, that's when I started to dislike him. You started to see him get up his own ass with a couple of things he was doing, and you could tell he was a bit up himself. But yeah, when I was younger and he was on CBBC or Children's News back in the days, that's when I liked Philip Schofield. Same with Andy Peters. Andy Peters is fine. I don't have no hate to Andy Peters. But Philip Schofield, yeah, he was a bit of annoying after, because I remember he did disappear for a while, and he came back with talking telephone numbers. Remember that show? That was like maybe early 2000s, and from that he kind of relaunched his career again because he did disappear. What's really funny? He disappeared and came back with grey hair. So my imagination was like, oh, was he really that old? But he just got grey very fast. But anyway, that was a little detour. But from what I was reading, Could really, they were kind of like putting Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby together to front shows, and nobody liked Holly Willoughby. We could put up with, but Philip Schofield, no one really liked him that much. He wasn't universally hated, but they kept on putting him in our faces with TV adverts, and I was like, why is he constantly in TV adverts? Why do they keep giving this guy work? And there's like a kind of like a bubble around these people when they're on a show like This Morning, because it's a protected bubble which kind of like makes these people seem bigger than they are. Because when they're on the show, like the show This Morning is bigger than them. The show still is carrying on with other presenters, so they weren't the show. The show was them. And the bubble is that once when they're presenting the show and it's getting okay its views, ITV believes that the presenters are the reason why they're getting the views. I mean, Holly Willoughby and Philip Schofield, they were an okay duo, but I'm gonna be honest with you. In the lunchtime area, I would I put it this way: there could be anybody on TV. It could be Ryan Clark and his husband. I come for the guests, and it's just on. It's just there. I couldn't really care less who really presents it, as long as they weren't too annoying. And as I said, it's the bubble that kind of protects these people, giving them this like invincibility. So they go and present other shows, and other shows don't do well, but then they come back to This Morning because that's always there. And you kind of start to realize they're not as famous as they would like you to think. Because how many of Holly Willoughby's shows actually done well since she left This Morning? The answer is none. And then you got the fact that she's now launching a YouTube channel and having a YouTube show. I mean, if you're getting 41,000 views and you have a production value, a production team, real actual cameramen, you can't even break even with 41,000 views, depending how long the video is. And I guess they're looking at YouTube as the future, but it costs money to produce these videos. And with 41,000 views, unless these views somehow climb, this is gonna be slowly abandoned. She's gonna keep going, and then eventually, after a year, this is gonna be abandoned as like a failed project. That's what happens, really. And or they could somehow fidget the numbers, but I don't think they're fidgeting any numbers really, because it'll look too obvious. It'll be way too obvious. I mean, let me see what the comments are saying. Must be the journalist then. Many just wanted to be nosy. She will get less views as the weeks go on. That's what I was saying. Like, if this is, if it's 41,000 views on a debut, and she's a household name, what are the views gonna be like when people aren't being nosy? Someone's a good luck, Holly. I hope Phil is doing okay. Philip's doing okay, man. He's fine. The Q jumping back stabbing got 41k. It's only going to go south from there. Who cares about the fake one? Her mouth is almost identical to the Heath Ledger Joker. One of the most boring people on TV. If only Philip was interested in YouTube, he could show all these bores how it's done. I guess it's obvious who gave the golden couple their shine and sparkle. Yeah, I was talking about that. Who was actually watching this stripe? The most irksome woman no longer on TV, thank goodness. Philip Schofield must be loving this. So he should. Stanley, mate, what are you thinking? 41k more than most people expect. I know when I heard she was doing this, I expected at least 250k. You know, that's what I was expecting. Not me and others without Netflix. Any have any nice for tea? Anyone have anything nice for Tio? These numbers are dreadful for someone who is so-called famous. That's what I was saying. This person meant to be a household name. And these are the numbers you're pulling in. I regularly watch videos that get more those numbers from people sitting in JN in their homes talking to the camera. That's what I'm trying to say. Normal YouTubers sitting in their bedrooms are getting more views than this. And they don't have a damn TV. They don't have a whole production crew behind them to pay. So I'm trying to say, the money. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for this to keep carrying on. If the views keep falling, she's just doing it out of vanity. Because like, unless she gets like a sponsor sponsoring the channel and the videos, financially it makes no sense. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'm out.